This is all I'm going to be using for my dinner today. I'm gonna go ahead and make pork chops. I have my seasoning here. I don't know how many carbs is in this. It does not say anywhere on here. And yeah, and I don't feel like Googling it, so forgive me. So we're gonna use that anyway. And then I have my mushrooms here. And this says 3 grams of carbs per serving. We're going to do broccoli, butter, cauliflower, my soy sauce, which is also good on carbs. It has 1 gram per tablespoon. Some salt, which has 0 carbs. And my pepper. I'm not sure how many carbs is in pepper, but I have my pepper. This is all we're going to be using, so let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and get my pan ready for my pork chops. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on medium heat. Spray some non-stick vegetable oil spray, which also has 0 carbs. Put a little bit of vegetable oil, which also has 0 carbs. I have my vegetable oil in my squeezy bottle because it just makes it more convenient for me. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and start seasoning up my pork chops with my seasoning here. And I'm going to go ahead and continue this process for all my pork chops. And I'm going to stack them on a separate plate. Alright, got my pork chops stacked. I'm going to go ahead and take them over to my range here. And I'm going to go ahead and put the first one on. I am going to put my oil everywhere. And put the first one on. Like so, and put a cover on it. Now if you have a bigger pan, you can definitely put more pork chops in. I'm going to let that cook just a little while, then I'm going to go ahead and scoot it over and add another one to it. I went ahead and I added my second one in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and cover and let them cook for about a few minutes. I'll let you know how much once I come back and flip it. Okay, it's been about 4 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and lift this lid up to my pork chops, and I'm going to give them a flip. This is the very first time that I'm flipping them. Ooh! Yum! Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the cover back on them and cook them another 4 minutes on this side. I'm going to check up on my pork chops. Oh yeah, they are done. If you like them a little bit more cooked, you can definitely cook them a little bit more. I do like them on, I don't really care if they're real like cooked, like toasted. I do like the more softer pork chops. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them on a plate. Got my next 2 on, and I'm gonna go ahead and continue this process. So 4 minutes on each side. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get my pan ready for my broccoli and my mushroom mix. So I have my pan here, spraying some non-stick spray. I'm going to take some butter on my wooden spoon here and just plop it in there and let that melt down. Now my mushrooms are already pre-cut, so I don't have to cut the mushrooms, so that's going to save me a little bit of time. But I do need to cut up my broccoli. Right, there is my melted butter. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a stir so I can kind of help it to melt a little bit more. Then I'm going to be adding in one of my broccolis, my second broccoli, and my mushrooms. I'm going to give this a stir. Alright, I gave that a stir. Now I'm going to add in 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. Okay, I'm going to add in some salt. And some pepper. Give it another stir and put a lid on it and let that cook. Okay, checking up on my broccoli and mushroom mixture. This has been cooking for about 8 minutes or so, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a stir. And it's however you want your broccoli. If you like it a little bit harder, then you can definitely take it out after 8 to 10 minutes. If you like it a little bit softer, get your fork. This is how you can tell, is you can just poke it, and if it comes right off, then that's soft. If it goes like that, that's a good texture also. It's just a little bit on the harder side. I like mine a little bit softer, so I'm going to go ahead and let mine cook for another about 5 minutes with the lid back on it. Alright, checking up on my broccoli after about 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and see if it's at the texture that I like. I'm going to go ahead and take my fork here and go into one, wiggle it around. There we go. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn my broccoli and mushrooms off, and these are done. Next, I'm going to start my pot for my cauliflower mashed potatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and get my pot here, turn it to medium. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get some butter on my spoon and put it in there and let that melt. While my butter is melting, I'm going to go ahead and cut up my cauliflower. Alright, got all my cauliflower in my bowl. If you don't really make cauliflower often, I would recommend to cut off, not even cut off, just like grab the leafy parts and pull them off, and then cut it at the very bottom with your knife, and then cut one piece of your cauliflower, and then that way you can just break off the rest. Be gentle because it makes a mess. Like if you were to cut up your entire cauliflower, you would have cauliflower everywhere. It makes a mess. So, just an FYI, just be gentle and pull them off slowly. Don't be aggressive because you will have a mess. So, I have my cauliflower here. We're going to check up. Oh, my butter is all melted, so I'm going to go ahead and pour my cauliflower into my pot. Alright, cauliflower is in. I'm going to put a lid on it. And I'm going to let it cook down a little bit and then start to season. But right now I'm just going to let it cook with just that butter in there and let it do its thing. And then once it cooks a little bit more, I'll start to season. Okay, my cauliflower has been cooking about 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and check up on it. I'm going to go ahead and give it a stir. Alright, 5 minutes has passed. Let's check up on our cauliflower here. I'm going to go ahead and stir it around again. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and poke one. Oh yeah. So that is good. If the fork goes all the way through and it comes right back down like that, I would say it's good to go. If you like it softer, you can definitely do it softer. But I'm going to go ahead and add all my ingredients. I'm going to go ahead and turn my range off for my cauliflower and add my ingredients. Adding a little bit more butter, some salt and pepper, Gonna take my smasher. So it's basically like you're making the mashed potatoes. You know, like if you're making mashed potatoes, but you're gonna be using cauliflower instead. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this smashed. Okay, got my cauliflower smashed up. I'm gonna go ahead and add some cheese. Shredded cheese, whatever cheese you want to add, you can add that on top. Give it a stir. Add another little bit of cheese. You can add as much cheese as you want. And I'm going to stir it around again. And our cauliflower mash is done. So I did add the cheese in there, and it is lovely and nice and cheesy. Almost ready to plate. Here we go, the finished product. If you like this video, please like this video. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe, and have a great day.